Hey Trackies, welcome back to another video. Please remember to smash that subscribe button, hit the like button as well. That's how the video gets to the YouTube algorithm. Share the video if you care. I hope you all care. So share and sound off in the comment section below because this one I think came out of left field, but I can't really say I'm absolutely surprised, and I'll tell you why as the video continues. So it's been reported, Trackies, that the Grand Slam Track League leg set for LA June 28th to 29th has now been cancelled. So, no more Grand Slam for the rest of 2025. Now, it was also reported prior to hearing about the cancellation that a late meeting was called Wednesday night with agents and athletes to discuss the future of Grand Slam. Now, I'm going to read from this article. It is from Essential Sports. Late Wednesday night, athletes across the circuit were surprised with an unexpected email from Grand Slam. Subject line: a rather ominous invite to a Zoom meeting. Timing: 1 a.m. Oslo time. That alone raised eyebrows. What could be urgent enough to pull athletes and agents into a midnight call across time zones? While the official agenda remains unclear, insiders say it's not just a check in, it's a crisis response. The heart of the issue seems to lie in what viewers aren't seeing: packed stadiums and strong viewership numbers. Despite the strong performances and excellent quality in competition, ticket sales have been sluggish, and the stands in Kingston, Miami, and Philly looked more like warm up sessions than grand finales. Now, to be fair to Philly, I definitely think, that was a very strong turnout from the stands perspective. Not sure what the viewership numbers were from TV, but for sure in the stands, I definitely think there was a strong turnout. I do believe Kingston had a better turnout than Miami, though it didn't appear that way because Kingston is, 30,000 strong, while Miami is maybe 5,000 strong. So it didn't really show that Kingston had a really good turnout, but I do think that the turnout was better than Miami. That being said, I do believe that with a league just starting up, I don't think it's strange that it will take time for fans to warm up to this new meeting. But anyway, Trackies, they go on to say further that even more concerning about Michael Johnson's league is a dip in the broadcasting interest. Now, this is where I believe the crux of the matter lies, or the issue lies. The last event struggled to maintain ratings, with major platforms reportedly hesitating to renew or expand coverage deals. For a league built around exposure and athletes' earnings, that's a red flag waving in high wind. Behind the scenes, there are whispers that the final stop in LA, set for June 28th to the 29th, could be altered or scaled back. Now, so this article, Trackies, came out before, as I said, it was announced that the actual leg for LA has now been officially cancelled. Now, since then, also, Trackies, we're hearing that the reason it was cancelled is because there are reported issues with the lease that they received from UCLA, and of course, there is a new strategic partner. What that means, Trackies, of course, we are waiting to hear. Interestingly, track is the article did touch upon a few reasons as it relates to why the Grand Slam League leg set for Los Angeles could be altered or scaled back. And like I said, it's now officially cancelled. But one of those reasons was a dip in broadcasting interest. And track is, I want to point out a few dogs that are barking, well, very loudly to me, but I don't think many people realize. Now, the Grand Slam Los Angeles leg, the final leg for 2025, was set for June 28 to 29. Do you all know what that coincides with? It coincides with the Jamaica Senior Championships, aka trials. And Trackies, this is something that I pointed out from day one when it comes to Grand Slam and, of course, the Jamaica Senior Championship, since it was a big issue. Many persons actually wanted the J3As to move the timing for our national championships rather than, Grand Slam move their date. And as I look here, at the end of the day, Jamaica is the bigger brand. The J3s and our trials is clearly the bigger brand. And the biggest part of this is the National Senior Championships. The schedule was actually set for that way before Grand Slam actually came up with their schedule. So it was interesting to me that they looked at the schedule, saw the Jamaica Senior Championships, and still chose to actually have the final leg for Grand Slam on the same weekend. That for me, Trackies, was absolutely crazy because a lot of people don't seem to realize that the Jamaica fan base is huge when it comes to track and field. And a lot of people don't seem to realize how huge the Jamaican fan base is. Now, some of y'all may disagree and say, well, based on what we saw in Kingston, it doesn't seem like the fan base is that huge. Yes, the Jamaican fan base in track and field in Jamaica is huge, but it's even bigger overseas. And I know that from an analytical perspective from my YouTube. Most of my viewers are actually from overseas. Those are the Jamaicans that are living overseas. So now, Trackies, you're going to tell me that the Jamaica Senior Championship set for June 26th to the 30th is coming up. And of course, we have the Grand Slam Track League that is set for June 28th to the 29th. What do you think those particular Jamaican viewers are going to be interested in? Yes, they're going to be interested in the Jamaica Senior Championships. Actually, the whole world is going to be tuned into the Jamaica Senior Championships because they want to know who will be making the team to represent Jamaica at the World Championships that will be coming up. So right then and there, Trackies, Grand Slam has lost the whole Jamaican audience when it comes to viewership. And not only that, remember, since Grand Slam was running the same time as the actual trials, it also meant that there will be no Jamaican athletes competing there, which means that it was less likely for those particular viewers to even tune in to watch that particular leg of Grand Slam. As I said, there would be no Jamaicans there. Now, let's talk about the persons that are also covering the event. Of course, we've seen Grand Slam give a lot of people opportunities when it comes to, creating content surrounding meetings. A lot of those persons have been featuring or coming to, the National Senior Championships. And of course, that has already been set on their calendar for 2025 as a priority, something that they have to go to and something that they have to cover. So again, majority of the persons that would be covering Grand Slam will no longer be covering Grand Slam because they'll be in Kingston June 26th to the 30th covering the National Senior Championships. All the Jamaican viewership will no longer be watching Grand Slam for that particular weekend, Trackies, and they'll be watching the Jamaica Senior Championships. Now, as I did say, there was a report that said the reason as to why it was cancelled is because there were issues with the lease for UCLA. Now, call me crazy, but I think last minute they did actually try to switch the date for Grand Slam, but seemingly could not get to switch the date. And the reason is maybe UCLA has something else on for other time frames that would fit for Grand Slam before the USA Championship Trackies, which means that if we can't get it slotted into the other maybe 2 weeks before the National Senior Championships from a USA perspective, then it means that we can't host this Grand Slam meeting for the rest of the year, aka we're just going to have to cancel this 2025 leg for it. But I don't think this is the end for Grand Slam. I definitely think it's a great meeting, and it has definitely opened their eyes as it relates to how, meetings or how athletes can be presented. Scheduling has been a major issue for the Grand Slam Track League, and I'm not just talking in terms of times. Clearly, yes, in Jamaica, most people were at work when, the Grand Slam Track League was going on, and there was another event that was going on as well. That was a huge, factor into why the turnout was the way it was. But also ensure that your dates are not clashing with any other major, meeting that is coming up. And as far as I'm concerned, Trackies, whether or not some of you want to believe it or not, there is no circuit meeting, focus, I said circuit meeting, that is bigger than Jamaica's Senior Championships. There's no circuit meeting that is bigger than the USA Senior Championships as well, or the USA Trials. So don't believe that you can set a meeting for that particular date and it would work out for you, especially when you're introducing it to a global audience, and a lot of that audience comes from Jamaica. All right, so Trackies, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. So Grand Slam has cancelled their final leg for 2025. No, I do not believe this is the end for Grand Slam. I believe there are more pros than there are cons. Yes, there's stuff to work out, kinks to work out. Scheduling is a major factor. Also, market research when it comes to ticket pricing, that's also a big factor as well. But yes, do you believe that it has anything to do with the fact that Grand Slam, the final leg, was actually set to run the same time as the Jamaica Senior Championships, which means that you're practically cutting your viewership, in my opinion, in half? Let me know your thoughts. Like the video, of course, and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.